Hey there, welcome to day 14 of our Alternative Advent adventure. Yesterday we talked about, what did we talk about? What is an investment? And you can link to it there. Today we are talking about, kind of touched on it yesterday. So that's good, isn't it? Let's get that in the right place. So, savings versus investments. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to smash that notification bell to receive a single idea on productivity, planning, or P's throughout December. Savings versus investments. What's the difference? Well, I talked about what an investment is yesterday, and I kind of touched on cash a little bit. And so I'm going to talk about the difference between savings and investing as I see it as a professional financial planner. So the starting place when we're working out how to structure somebody's money so that they can live their most fulfilling life is to work out how much they need in cash. So the amount people need in cash depends person to person. It should cover emergency expenditure and planned expenditure in the next 3 to 5 years. If you're planning on spending any money in the next 3 to 5 years, it should probably be in cash. If it's less than 3, it definitely should be in cash. If it's more than 5, probably shouldn't be in cash. But if it's in between, it's a bit of a conversation. But we want people to understand that the money that they're planned to spend and the money they need around them to help them sleep at night, if something goes wrong, they can access money quickly for their emergency expenditure. That needs to be in cash. Needs to be readily realizable and not go down in value when the markets crash. Okay, but there's a big problem, and the problem is this. Over time, that money is going to lose value to inflation. The purchasing power of that cash is going to erode because of inflation. Inflation is the ever-increasing rise in prices. Now that's okay, because the role of the savings part is to give you peace of mind that if something happens, you can sleep at night. You can access that money. So once you've got a lump of money in your savings in cash so that it's secure in the short term, you realize that that money is going to lose value to inflation over time. But that's okay, because that's not its job. Its job is to give you peace of mind. But once you've got that money in cash, it follows that everything else should be invested to try and beat inflation. Because you've got this lump of money in cash that's giving you security and peace of mind, but is guaranteed to lose to inflation. You're losing money on that every year. Guaranteed. And so it follows that once you've got that lump of money, and it's different for everyone, I deal with people who have a couple of £1,000 to people with a couple of £100,000 because that's what they've become used to. Once you've got that lump of money, it's going to lose value to inflation. That's okay, because that's it. You know, its job is not to beat inflation. It follows that everything else should be invested to beat inflation. And that's the way to maintain purchasing power. And so in my world as a professional financial planner, savings are to cover short-term, emergency and planned expenditure, and everything else is invested to beat inflation over the long run. So that is day 14 as a bit of a bonus one there, because we covered a couple of things off that we covered off in a few earlier rounds. That is savings and investments. See you tomorrow. One that we've already talked about, so this is going to be a bonus one. So I've already talked about, I did mention it when the P's one came out in day 9, 3 uses of money, and I'll just run through those again, bit of a bonus one, it was day 9. 3 uses of money: spend it on having fun today, invest it to spend it on having fun tomorrow, give it away, can't do anything else with it. So I am going to put that one along with day 9, and we are going to go into another one we've already covered. There we go. Projects. So way back in day 4, I talked about getting things done with Dave Allen, and I talked about what is a project. So a project is anything that has more than one activity. A couple of other little bonus things about projects is that it's really important on a project to have an idea of what it looks like when it's finished, because otherwise it's very difficult to know when to stop. You know, what do you want it to look like? Have in your mind what you want it to look like. Now, for some things it's easy. If the project's going away on holiday, you pretty much know what it looks like. You know, that's you away, or you returned home safely with all the washing done after holiday. But for some things, it's a bit open-ended. I want to get the garden done. Well, yeah, what does it look like? You know, I want to get the house finished. What does that look like? Imagine what that looks like. Which bits have actually got done? Because, you know, getting your house up to speed or getting your garden up to speed is a bit like painting the Forth Road Bridge. It's kind of a never-ending cycle of stuff. So you've got to have an idea of what it looks like when it's finished. So that's projects, and we did that in day 4. So